Everyone, so in this video I am going to explain the topic that is orthographic projection of solid. So in the last video, in the last lectures, we have seen the projection of plane and we have drawn the front view and top view of the plane lying on the first angle. So today what we are going to do is, today we are going to change our object. So now our object will be a solid. So solid means three-dimensional object. So we will be dealing with the three-dimensional object in this topic. So what we have to do in this topic is, we have to draw its front view and top view. Again the same thing, we have to draw the front view and the top view of the solid, okay, lying in the first angle. Again we have fixed the position of our solids, that is lying on the first angle, and we all know what is the first angle. This is my first angle, second angle, third and the fourth angle. So with respect to the VP and HP, this is my first angle. That means my solid is going to lie here. So my solid will be resting in the first angle. So what we will be getting when an object is lying on the first angle, as we all know, we have done the same thing in the last lectures also, that the front view is always going to plot above XY line, and the top view we are going to get below XY line. So this is the meaning of the first angle. The front view will be above XY and the top view will be below XY. So same here, we are going to project the front view and top view of our solid lying on the first angle. Front view will be above, top view will be below. Now this topic is having so many cases, and all the cases are a little bit lengthy, you can say. So I have divided these videos into part wise. So this is the first part of this solid, in which I will be taking the simple case. In the next part I will be making the solid inclined, and the last part I will be making the solid inclined with both HP and VP. So there will be three parts of this topic. So this is the first part. I will be taking the simple case in this first part. Now solid is, what is solid? Now we have to be well defined with our object. We have to be familiar with the shapes of the solids, then only we will be able to draw the front view and top view of that solid. So for that it is required to know the complete classification of the solid. So there are two categories of the solid. This is very important. There are two categories of the solid. The first category is called polyhedra. So this is the first category of the solid, which is called polyhedra. Second category is named as solid of revolution. So this is the second category of the solid, that is called solid of revolution. Now coming to the first topic, first category, that is polyhedra. So polyhedra means the solids which are having identical face, the solids which are having number of identical faces and all are bounded with each other. The solids which are having number of identical faces and all the faces are joined with each other, or you can say the bounded with each other. So the solids which are created after bounding the face, that comes under the category of polyhedra. Okay, the solids having number of identical faces, identical means same face. So solids having the same face and all the faces are connected with each other or bounded with each other. So the solid which is generated, that is called polyhedra. So what are the solids which comes under this category? So we have heard about the prism, pyramid, cube. So all these solids are having identical face and they are bounded with each other. So they comes under the category of polyhedra. So the solids which I will be dealing with in this video, in this lecture, that will be prism and pyramid. So that is very important to know the difference between prism and pyramid. Both are polyhedra, prism and pyramid. So this is my prism and this is my pyramid. So both will be under the category of polyhedra. So both are called polyhedra. Now it is very important to understand what is prism and what is pyramid, and what are the terms associated with the prism and pyramid, because the problems will be on the basis of that terms only. So you should know, we must know the terms which are associated with this prism and pyramid. Okay. So now this is my prism. Now this is my prism and this is my pyramid. So first I will be talking about prism. This is very important. So this is my prism. So what are the terms which are associated with the prism? Now in this prism, this is my top structure. So this is my top structure. As you can see, top square is called the top structure. So that is called top. Base square, that is called base, because that is at the bottom, right? And this is called the face. So this is called the face of the prism. This is called the face of the prism. As you can see that the face is always rectangle in case of prism. The face is always rectangle in case of prism. Okay. This is the face of the prism. Now this is the edge of the prism. This is my edge of the prism. This is also edge of the prism, but this is the smaller edge and this is the longer edge. Okay, so this is my edge, smaller edge. This is my longer edge. This is base. This is top. This is face. And what is the corner? The corner is the point where the two edges are joined with each other. So this is my corner. So this is my corner of the prism. This is also corner. This is also corner. So these are the corners of the prism. So again I am repeating what are the terms associated with the prism are top and base. So top and base structure will be same. In case of prism, the top and base structure will be same, and accordingly the naming has to be given for that prism. Accordingly the naming has to be given for that prism. Now top, base, this is the face, and the face is always a rectangle. If you just go through this duster, this is also a kind of a prism. Now this is my face, this is my face, this is my top structure, this is my base structure, this is my longer edge, this is my smaller edge, right? And this is my face. So when, if you rotate this prism, if you see by means of any angle, you will be seeing that the face is always a rectangle. And the number of face, that also depends on the top and base structure, and the naming also depends on the top and base structure. So naming, how naming is depend? Naming means the prism which we are seeing on the board, this is having the top structure square and the base structure is square. So this is the square prism. This is my square prism. This is the square prism. Means if this is my top structure is square, this is a square, and this is rectangle. So this is my square prism. This will be my square prism. Now suppose if I change the top and base structure, if the top is pentagon and the base is pentagon, right, and the face is always rectangle, so that will be called as pentagonal prism. So this is my pentagonal prism. This is my pentagonal prism. The top is pentagon, this is pentagon, 5 side. Base is also pentagon. Both are same. Base is also pentagon, 5 side. Face, you can see here, this is the face. So the number of face will be 5 here. So this is the face, which is a rectangle, right? This is the edge, this is the longer edge. This is my longer edge, and this is my smaller edge, and this is the corner. This will be the corner of the prism. So this is called pentagonal prism. That depends on the top and base structure. Similarly, if I change the top and base structure as hexagon, so this will be my hexagonal prism. Top hexagon, you can see this is hexagon, base hexagon, right? So face is always rectangle, so number of face will be 6, and this is the longer edge, and this will be the smaller edge, and this is the face. So that depends on the top and base structure. That is, it will be square prism, it will be pentagonal prism, or it will be hexagonal prism. So you have to be very clear. The problem is going to mention for which you have to draw the front and top view, whether it is square one, it is pentagonal one, or it is hexagonal one. So you have to be very clear about that. Okay. Now there is one more term associated here, which is in green color. As you can see, I have just marked in a green color. So that is called axis of the prism. This is very important. Axis of the prism. Now what is the axis of the prism? As you can see here, the center of the top and the center of the base. The center of the top and the center of the base. The center of the top and the center of the base. If you join both the centers by means of an imaginary line, if you join both the centers of top and base by means of an imaginary line, so that line will be the axis of prism. So that line will be the axis of prism. The line joining the center of the top and the center of the base, that is called the axis of prism. Whether it is pentagon, so what will be the axis of this pentagonal prism? The line joining the center of the top pentagon and the bottom of the pentagon, and bottom center of the pentagon. So that line will be the axis of this pentagonal prism. Similarly for the hexagonal prism. So you can define the axis of prism is the line joining the center of the top and center of the base. So this is called the prism. So this is the structure of the prism. These are the terms associated with the prism. This is very important. You should keep in mind. Prism can be square one, it can be pentagonal, it can be hexagonal one. Okay. Now coming to the pyramid. So what is the difference between prism and pyramid? As you can see here. Now pyramid is having the base. So this is the base structure of the pyramid, but it's not having the top. It's not having the top. So base of the pyramid, now that depends again, that gives the naming of the pyramid. So the naming of the pyramid depends on the base structure, okay, because it's not having the top, it's only having the base. Now what is the face here? So this is the face of the pyramid. So this is the face of the pyramid. As you can see here, this is called the face of pyramid. Okay, so what is the shape of the face of the pyramid? That will be triangle. That will be triangle. So in case of pyramid, the face is always a triangle. In case of pyramid, the face is always a triangle. Base, face. What is the edge here? Again, this is the edge, this is the smaller edge, and this is the longer edge of the pyramid. This is the smaller edge and this is the longer edge of the pyramid. And corner again, where two edges meets, this is the corner of the pyramid. So now what is top? Where will be the top structure? What is the top structure of pyramid? So there will not be top any structure of pyramid, but all the faces are slant with each other. So all the faces are slant, so they are going to intersect at some point. In case of pyramid, all the faces are going to meet at one point. That point is called apex. So that point is called apex or the vertex of the pyramid, or the vertex of the pyramid. Okay. So this is the basic difference between the prism and pyramid. Prism is having the face rectangle, but pyramid is having the face triangle. Prism is having the top and base structure, but pyramid is only having the base structure, because at the top there is an apex. And the naming of the pyramid, that depends on the base structure. If this is square, see here, this is the square in the base, so this is the square pyramid which I have drawn. Is a square pyramid. Okay. Now if I take this one, so what is this? This is my hexagonal pyramid. This is my hexagonal pyramid because the base is hexagon. The base is hexagon, so this is my hexagonal pyramid. As you can see, this is the face. This is the face, which is a triangle. So number of faces will be 6 here because this is hexagonal pyramid. This is apex or the vertex. This is the base. This is smaller edge and this is the longer edge, right? Similarly, you can see for this also, this is my pentagonal pyramid because the base is pentagon, 5 sides. So base is pentagon, this is apex or the vertex, this is the face, which will be a triangle, this is the face, this is the longer edge, smaller edge, this is the corner. So this is the pentagonal pyramid. And one more last term which is very important, as already I have told you, it's in green color. So this will be the axis. What will be the axis of pyramid here? So the axis of pyramid is imaginary line that joins the center of the base, and the apex. So the line joining the center of the base and the apex, so that line is called the axis of the pyramid. If I just show you like this, this is my hexagonal pyramid. So the line joining the center of the hexagon, so this is my center of the hexagon and this is my vertex. So this is the line. If I pass a line, imaginary line from the center, which is passing through the center of the hexagon, so this will be my axis of the pyramid, hexagonal pyramid. So the center of the base and the vertex of the apex, that will be the axis of pyramid. This is very important, that axis is passing through the apex and the center of the base. Okay, so this is my prism and this is my pyramid. So you should be in your mind there should be clear picture about this prism and pyramid. Whether it is pentagonal prism, it is pentagonal pyramid, it is hexagonal prism or hexagonal pyramid. You should be very careful and you should be having the clear picture of this types of prism and types of pyramid. Can be of any shape. Okay. Now these are called polyhedra. Now coming to the second category. That is solids of revolution. Solid of revolution. The name indicate what do you mean by solid of revolution. So solids which are generated by revolving 2D plane figures. The solids which are generated by revolving 2D figures. So when you revolve a two-dimensional plane figure by means of one axis, so you will be getting a solid, and that solid will be called as solid of revolution. So again, there are so many solids which comes under the category of this solids of revolution, but which we are going to deal is, the first is cylinder. Now this is the cylinder which is called solid of revolution. Why? Because when you rotate a right angle triangle about this axis, if you just revolve it about this axis, so automatically you will be getting the shape that will be a cylinder. So you will be getting an object that will be called as cylinder, right? So what is cylinder? We all know, we have seen the cylinder. So if this is my cylinder, it will be looking like this. This is cylinder. So cylinder is having the top. This is my top structure, top of the cylinder, having the base, This is my base structure, and we all know top and base will be a circle. So top and base is a circle. Now, what is this line called, and what is this line called? What is this line called here? This line called here. So this line are called generator of the cylinder. These two lines which you see from the front, these two lines which are acting as a tangent on the circle, so these lines are called generator of the cylinder. Why they are called generator? As I have told you, when you revolve a rectangle about this axis, so this side of the rectangle is going to revolve and generate this cylinder. So this side, after revolving, makes this cylinder. So these two vertical lines are called as the generator. So just keep in mind what is generator here. So this is the generator. Okay, top, base, generator. Now what will be the axis? Axis means the center of the top and the center of the base. When it is joined by an imaginary line, the center of the top circle and the center of the base circle, when you join by imaginary line, center of this top circle and center of this base circle, when you join by a line, so that line is called axis of the cylinder. So that is called the axis of cylinder. So cylinder is having the terms like top, base, generator and the axis. Now cone. Cone is also coming under the category of solid of revolution. Why? Because when you revolve a right angle triangle, when you just revolve a right angle triangle about this axis, right? So when you revolve this triangle about this axis, so automatically you will be getting a shape of cone. Okay, we all know the shape of the cone. So now what are the terms associated with the cone? Similar to the cylinder, cone is having generator. Now this is called the generator of the cone. So these two lines, as you can see with the slant from the front view, so this is called the generator of the cone. Now this is the base of the cone, this is the base structure of the cone, and base is also having the apex or the vertex. So this is the base, this is the vertex. Now what is the axis of the cone? The line joining the center of the base, line joining the center of the base and the vertex, that will be the axis of the cone. If this is my cone, if I imagine this is my cone, so this is the base circle, vertex or the apex, and these are the generators, right? And the line joining the vertex and the center of the base circle, that will be the axis of the cone, right? So these are the categories of the solid which we must know before going to the cases, before going to the solution of the problem, because we are going to draw the front view and top view of this solid. So we must know, we should have the clear picture about prism, pyramid and cylinder and the cone. So again I am just concluding the classification of the solid is, there are two types of solid. The first is polyhedra, second is solid of revolution. Polyhedra means number of faces which are bounded and to create the solid. So the prism and the pyramid, that comes under the category of polyhedra, and prism is having the top structure, base structure, face and the axis. Top and base should be same, and depends on that the naming is done. Pyramid is having the face which is triangle, base, the naming of the pyramid depends on the base and the axis. Cylinder is again having the top, base, generator and the axis, and the cone is again having the generators, base, apex and the axis. Okay, so these are the classification of the solid. So we are going to draw its front view and top view. Now when these solids are going to lie in the first angle, so these solids are going to lie in the first angle. So first angle, we all know, if this is my first angle, so all the solids are going to lie in the first angle, right? So all the solids are going to lie in the first angle. Now what are the common terms in this solid? So if we just observe all these solids, so there is one common term in all this solid. That common term is axis. As you can see here, in the prism there is axis, pyramid there is axis, and in cone and cylinder there are axis. So axis is a common term, and we all know axis is nothing but that is a line. So So we are going to utilize here the line concept as we have done in the last topic, that is projection of line. So again we are going to use some concept of line, because axis is nothing but it's a line. It's an imaginary line joining 2 points. It's an imaginary line joining 2 points. So now all the case here, now all the case of the solid that depends on the axis of the solid. Case means again a solid in the first angle. A solid in the first angle can rest like this. It can be like this. It can be inclined to HP, it can be inclined to VP, it can be inclined to both. A solid in the first angle can be in any position. It can be vertical, it can be horizontal, it can be inclined to HP, inclined to VP, or it can be inclined to both the plane. So there are so many cases related to the solid which is lying in the first angle, and all the cases are depends on the axis. All the cases are depends on the axis, because if I say the axis of solid, if just imagine this is the axis of all the solids. So if axis is like this, if the axis is like this for all the solid, so the solids are also going to be rest like this. If I say the axis is like this for the solid, so what does it means? Your solids are also going to be moved like this. If I say the axis is inclined with the HP, if the axis is like this, so it means the solid is also going to be tilted like this. So that means the behavior of all the solids depends on the location of axis. जैसा एक्सिस रखी होगी, जैसा एक्सिस बिहेव करेगा, वैसे वो सॉलिड भी बिहेव करने वाला है. So all the solids case depends on the axis of solid. So in this part 1, I will be taking only the first 2 cases, that is axis, when the axis is like this, which is perpendicular to HP, and the second case will be axis is like this, that is perpendicular to VP, for all this solid, prism, pyramid, cone and cylinder. Okay. So now we will be starting the first case. Okay. So starting with the first case of the solid. Case is first. Now axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So this is the first case, the simple case of the solid when the axis is perpendicular to the HP and parallel to the VP, or you can say that, or you can say solid resting on HP. मतलब solid HP में rest कर रहा है, solid HP में रखा हुआ है. So you can say in this simple language also, the axis is perpendicular to the HP and parallel to the VP. Okay, suppose just imagine if this is the axis of the solid, if this is the axis of the solid, if the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP, so the axis is behaving like this. So for all the solids, prism, pyramid, cone and cylinder, axis is like this. और जब axis अगर ऐसी रखी हुई है, the axis is perpendicular to the HP and parallel to VP, it simply means all the solids are resting on HP. If the axis is perpendicular to HP, that means your solid is resting on HP. ये pyramid ऐसा रखा हुआ है. Similar, the prism is resting like this. Similarly, the cylinder is resting like this. Your cone is resting like this. That means when the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP, it simply means all the solids are resting on HP. सीधे रखे हुए हैं, standing on HP. Then only the axis will be perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. So one by one, if I just show you by means of the projection of the solid. So let's start with the prism. If this is my prism, if this is my pentagonal prism, if this is my pentagonal prism is resting on HP. So this is the case. If this is the case of a pentagonal prism resting on HP, axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Okay, so the prism is resting like this. If this is my axis, as you can just imagine, this is the axis, and this axis is perpendicular to the HP and parallel to the VP. So solid ऐसा रखा हुआ है. So this is the way how this pentagonal prism is resting on HP. HP में ऐसा रखा हुआ है. This is my hand is HP. HP में ऐसा रखा हुआ है. Axis is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP. Now what will be the top view and front view of this pentagon? What will be the top view and front view of this of this prism? Now this is pentagonal prism. So what is the front view and top view? So when you see from the top, when I see from this top, so I will be getting this pentagon from the top. So I will be seeing the pentagon from the top. जब मैं top से देखूंगा तो मुझे एक pentagon दिखाई देगा. And when I see from the front, so what will be the front view? So the front view is going to look like, here will be vertical, and this is going to be vertical, and this is going to be horizontal, this is going to be horizontal. So the front view is going to appear like a rectangle. So the front view will be a rectangle, and the top view is going to get the pentagon. So top view will be pentagon, and the front view will be rectangle. So just I am going to draw the projection of this prism. How the projection is going to obtain for this prism. So this is my reference XY. The top view will be pentagon. So again I will be drawing by means of scale only. So the top view will be pentagon and the front view will be rectangles. Okay. So first, before giving the naming to the top view pentagon, just one more thing that is very important. How we are going to give the name here? See, this is a prism. This is a prism. So the pentagon will be on the top also, and the pentagon will be on the bottom also. So there will be two pentagon. एक ऊपर वाला, एक base वाला. So how the naming should be given to this both pentagon? Because from the top we will be getting only one, but we have to give the naming to the both. Okay, so how to give the naming? Suppose I have used numbers here. Suppose I have used for the top pentagon, I have used the numbers like this is my 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Right? So suppose I have used the numbers here. So this is my 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, and this is 5. Top वाले को numbers का use किया. Suppose for the base pentagon, I will be using this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and this is E. Okay, so the base is alphabets and the top is numbers. So how I am going to get the naming from the top? So when I will be seeing from the top, so what I will be getting is 1 will be coinciding with the A, 1 will be coinciding with the A, 2 will be coinciding with the B, 3 will be coinciding with the C, 4 with the D, and 5 with the E. So there will be double naming in case of prism. एक ऊपर के लिए एक नीचे के लिए. But top से देखोगे तो दोनों एक साथ ही दिखाई देंगे. So 1 will be with A, 2 will be with B. But how to differentiate कि numbers? I have taken numbers for the top one and I have taken naming alphabets for the bottom one. So what I will be doing here, I will be differentiating by means of, I will be writing the numbers outside this pentagon. So this will be my 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5, and I will be using the alphabets which is bottom alphabets that will be inside the pentagon. So this will be my A, this is B, C, this is D, and this is E. So there will be double naming in case of prism. There will be the double naming in case of prism. Again I am repeating, if this is my prism resting on HP, so numbers will be for the top pentagon. So numbers I have written outside, alphabets for the bottom pentagon, so the alphabets will be at the inside. So there will be double numbers, so double naming for the prism. Okay, so this is my top view. Now what will be the front view? The front view will be a rectangle, so the projectors will be moving upward. Okay, so this is my projector. in red color, that should be very light, and the front view will be rectangle. So this is my front view, that will be rectangle. So now what is the height and what is the dimensions for the base edge? That depends on the problem. If I say the height of the prism is 60 mm, height of the prism is 60 mm. So this height of the rectangle will be 60. If I give you the data like one side is suppose 30 mm, so this will be the 30. So that depends on the problem, what is the height of the rectangle and the height of the base side of the pentagon. That depends on the problem only. So now what is the naming on the front view? Again coming back to the naming, what I have given the naming is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the top and alphabets for the bottom, right? So when I see from the front, so what I will be getting, these numbers will be on the top, and alphabets should be on the bottom. Numbers will be on the top and alphabets should be on the bottom, right? So the numbers will be at the top. So this 1, 2 will be moving here. So this will be 1 dash, 2 dash, 4, 3 will be moving here, 3 dash, 5 dash, this is 4 dash, and alphabets that will be at the bottom. So this is my A dash, this is my B dash, this is my C dash, B dash, and this is my D dash. Inside alphabets that should be on the bottom, outside that should be on the top, as we are dealing with the prism. Now this is the projection of the pentagonal prism resting on HP. The top view will be pentagon and the front view will be rectangle. Now there is one more term which is very important, that is on the basis of which we have drawn this front view and top view, that is axis. So हमें यहाँ axis भी plot करना है. So how to plot the axis of this pentagonal prism? Now what is axis? Axis is the line joining the center of the top and the center of the base. So when you see from the top, so the axis is coinciding with the center of this pentagon. So to draw the axis here, so we should know the center of this pentagon. So how to plot the center of this pentagon? You should know the center of this pentagon. So how to find out the center of this pentagon geometrically, you can say graphically. So what you have to do is draw the bisector of any two sides. Very light. Draw the bisector of any two sides. Okay. So the intersection of the bisector. See, I have the pentagon is not correct, so that is the reason I am getting this line little bit slant, but you will be getting this line horizontal. This will be exact horizontal, and it will be passing through 4. And again, when you draw the bisector of this 1, 5, so again this will be exact the 90 degree and passing through C. Okay, so when you draw in a perfect manner, automatically you will be getting the horizontal and vertical. So what we have to do is draw the bisector of any two sides. किसी भी दो साइड का bisector बनाओ. Intersection point. This intersection point is the centroid, and from here plot the axis. So as you can see how I have plotted the axis. So for plotting the axis, I have used a line that is called chain line. So in the first module, there was a topic that is types of lines. So in that also I have described that there is one chain line or the center line which is used to plot the axis. So you have to use the chain line or the center line for representing the axis. Now this is called the projection of pentagonal prism resting on HP. Now if I just take the case of pyramid. Now if I just take it, the pyramid, for the same case, if my pyramid is resting on HP, case is same. I am not going to change the case. Axis is perpendicular to HP. So axis is perpendicular to HP, so it will be like this. First angle. Now this is my pyramid. This is the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to BP. So the solid is resting like this. So this pyramid is resting like this. So this is a pentagonal pyramid. So now what is the top view and front view for this pentagonal pyramid resting like this? Top से क्या दिखेगा, front से क्या दिखेगा? Now when you see from this top, when I see from the top this pyramid, so I will be getting one pentagon. So the top view will be pentagon along with the center. When I see from the top, I am just rotating this to make you visualize from the top. Okay. Suppose in the top, when you see from the top, so you will be getting this pentagon, right? Pentagon plus this point plus this longer edges. This longer edges is also visible from the top. Okay, so when I see from the top, so I will be getting pentagon plus this point plus this longer edge connecting to the center of the pentagon. Center से जुड़े हुए दिखाई देंगे ये longer edge side. Okay, from the top. Now, what will be the front view? What is the front view? So when you see from the front, so this is the projection from the front, this is the projection from the front, and this is from the bottom. So the front view will be triangle. So the front view will be triangle, and the top view is going to obtain a pentagon. So the projection is going to obtain like this. The projection will be like this. This is XY. So the top view will be pentagon. The top view will be pentagon. The top view will be pentagon, and the front view will be triangle. If this is my top view, that is a pentagon. Now, naming. How to give the naming? Now this is a case of a pyramid. So when you see from the top, there is only base structure of pentagon. So there is only single naming is required. No double naming is required in the pyramid. Okay. So the naming will be like this is A, this is B, C, D, and this is E. What more from the top? What are the things which we will be looking from the top? Also the thing that is the centroid and the longer edge. So locate the centroid by plotting the two bisectors. Locate the centroid like this. So this is my centroid. If I name it, suppose this is my O. This is my O. So what will be getting? I will be getting from the top. That will be visible. So I will be getting OA, OC. So all the lines are visible from the top. Basically, these are the longer edge. So these are the longer edge that will be visible from the top. So this will be my top view. This will be my top view for the pyramid, the pentagon plus the centroid plus the longer edges. So this will be visible from the top. And what will be the front view? The front view will be triangle. The front view will be triangle. And to plot the triangle, that we will be required the vertex position. So how to obtain the vertex of this front view? That is a point of the triangle, top triangle point. How to obtain that point? So that point is obtained by means of the axis. So first draw the pentagon, first draw the top view, then plot the axis in case of pyramid. This is very important. Don't simply move your projectors and just join it. No. First take the axis. Okay, so whatever will be the required height given the problem, suppose it's given that 50 mm is the height of the pyramid. So you will be marking the 50 here from XY. So this will be my O dash, that will be the vertex. Then I will be joining with the projectors. Now I will be taking the vertical projectors upward. Like this. So now I will be drawing the top front view, which will be a triangle like this. And the naming will be A and B. This will be called A dash, B dash, C and E. This E. This will be called C dash, E dash, and this will be D dash. Okay, so this is the front view, which is a triangle, and the top view, which is a pentagon, along with the dot, centroid, and the longer edge visible from the top. So how I have drawn this is very important. First draw the top view, find the centroid, locate the vertex, then draw the triangle. So this is the second figure for the pyramid. Now if I just imagine for the third figure, solid, that is the cylinder, for the same case, if cylinder is resting like this, cylinder is resting like this means the axis is perpendicular to the HP and parallel to BP. तो cylinder सीधा रखा होगा इस तरीके से. This is the case of cylinder for the axis perpendicular to HP. Now what is the top view and what is the front view here? I think this is very simple to imagine. The top view is a circle. When you see from the top view will be circle, and when you see from the front view will be a rectangle. So in case of cylinder, you will be getting the top view, which will be a circle. The top view will be a circle. So again, I will be drawing it in a rough manner. So with 8 equal parts, as you all know, always for a problem of circle, we are dividing the circle into 8 equal parts. So here also I will be dividing the circle into 8 equal parts. Numbering. So now again, in the cylinder there will be your single naming or the double naming. So it's very clear. It's very clear that the cylinder is having the two circles, one at the top and one at the bottom. So there will be two naming required for the cylinder, one for the top circle and one for the bottom circle. Again, if I will be using the numbers for the top and alphabets for the bottom, so numbers will be outside and the alphabets will be inside. So there will be two naming. Okay. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The numbers for the outer circle, alphabets A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. That is for the base circle. So now when I draw the projectors, okay, so the front view will be a rectangle. So the front view will be a rectangle of the given height of the cylinder. So this is the front view. This is the front view, which is rectangle. The top view will be a circle. Now, what will the naming? So when you see this cylinder from the front, so the numbers I have taken for the top circle and the alphabets for the base circle. So when you see from the front, so we will be getting numbers from the top and the alphabets at the bottom. So numbers will be here at the top and the alphabets will be at the bottom. So the numbers will be at the top. So that will be 1. That will become, this will be point my 1 dash. This 2 and 8, that will be becoming 2 dash, 8 dash, and 3 and 9, 3 dash, 9 dash, 4 dash, 6 dash, which is 5 dash. Similarly, the alphabets A, that will be A dash, B dash, H dash, C dash, and G dash, D dash, F dash, and this is E dash. So this is the projection of the cylinder resting on the HP. Now similarly, if I just take the case of a cone resting on the HP, so this is my cone. For the same case, axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to BP. Now cone is resting like this. So just imagine this cone is resting like this. It's standing on HP. So what is the top view and front view here? So when you see from the top, so I will be getting a circle along with the center of the circle, with the generators passing through that circle, tangentially joining the circle. And when I see from the front, so I will be getting a triangle. So the top view will be circle along with the centroid, and the front view will be a triangle in case of cone. So if I just simply draw it, the top view will be circle. So suppose this is my circle along with the 8 equal parts. So now I will not be dividing here with 8 equal parts. So I will just dividing into 4 equal parts. Naming, now here only single naming is required because at the base there will be a circle, at the top there will be a vortex. So no need of double naming. Suppose this is A, this is B, C, and this is D, and the front view will be triangle. So take the projectors on the top, plot the axis. Suppose axis is given to you of h meter or h mm. So take that height above x, y, and then just join the side. So this is the front view. The front view will be triangle, the top view will be circle. Then give the name accordingly. So this A, that will be coming here, this will become A dash. B and D, this will be B dash, E dash, and this will be C dash. Suppose this is the centroid from the top, that is O. So the front view will be O dash. So this is the first case when the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to BP, or you can say solids are standing on HP. So this will be the projections of all the solids. This is prism, this is pentagonal prism, this is pentagonal pyramid, this is cylinder, and this is for cone. So this is the first case when the axis is perpendicular to HP and parallel to VP. Now second case, if I just reverse it, in the first case the axis was like this, perpendicular to HP. So all the solids were resting like this. Okay. In the second case, if I just reverse it, if the axis is perpendicular to VP, if I just make it like this, if axis is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, so if this is my axis of solids, all the solids, it's resting like this on the VP. It means that all the solids will be looking like this. So all the solids will be resting like this. Now all the solids are going to rest on the VP. You can see or standing on the VP. In the first case, the solids were like this, but in second case, all the solids are going to rest like this. Okay. So if I talk about cylinder, so cylinder will be looking like this. This is the second case for the cylinder. For the cone, this is the second case for the cone resting on the VP. Similarly for the pentagon, pentagon will be resting like this. So what I am going to obtain is, I am going to obtain all the views in a reverse manner. That means this pentagon will be in the front and this rectangle will be in the top. Similarly for the pyramid, this pentagon will be on the front and this triangle will be in the top. Similarly for the cylinder, circle will be on the front, rectangle on the top, and cone circle will be in the front and triangle will be on the top. So that will be the second case. If I just draw in a rough manner. Now this is the first case, solids resting on HP. One more thing that is very important here, that one thing that is common in all the four projections, you have observed that whether I have drawn first top view or front view in this case. So in this first prism case, if you have observed, I have first drawn this pentagon, then I have plotted the front view. In second, first pentagon, then I have plotted the triangle, that is the front view. Similarly for the cone and cylinder, first I have drawn the top view, then I have plotted the front view. So the conclusion is, if your solid is resting on HP, you can say that you have to start your column, start with the top view. So whenever your axis is perpendicular to HP or solid is resting on HP, first you have to make the top view, then you have to plot the front view. So this is very important conclusion that we have seen from the first case. When solid is resting on the HP, you have to start with the top view. Now second case is just the reverse of the first case. Axis is perpendicular to VP. Second case, now axis is and parallel to HP. You can say solid resting on VP or standing on VP. Okay. So this is the case now. Already I have seen the case is now simply like this. If this is my VP and this is my HP, if this is my pentagonal prism resting on VP, so this is the case. Now this is the prism resting on the VP, like this. So what is the front view and top view now? The front view will be pentagon and the top view will be rectangle. So just if I draw in a rough manner, so the front view will be with respect to the XY. Now the front view will be pentagon. Naming, there will be double naming, so this will be suppose 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, and alphabets A dash, B. So this is the dash because this is the front view. Projectors will be very light. The top view will be rectangle of the given required height. So this is my top view. Numbers are outside the pentagon, so that will be at the bottom. So this will be 1, 2, this will be my 3, 5, this will be 4, and the alphabets which are inside the pentagon, that will be touching the X, Y. So this is my the base of the rectangle. So this is my A, B, E, and C, and this is my D. So this is the first for pentagonal prism resting on the VP. Similarly, you can plot the axis also by bisecting the two sides. So you will be getting the centroid and just plot the axis. Similarly, if this was a pyramid, so the front view will be pentagon. So A, B, C, D, E, projectors. This is my centroid. I will be getting the vertex from the centroid, then join all the So this is A, B, this will be becoming A dash, sorry, this is A dash, B dash, because that is the front view, so this will be A, B, this is C and E, and this is D. Similarly for the cone and cylinder, so I will be drawing only for the cylinder. So the front view will be a circle with 8 equal parts, but I will be showing with the 4 parts. There will be double naming again, 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, A, B, C and D. And the front view, so the top view will be rectangle of the given height of the cylinder. So numbers that will be the 1, this will become 2, 4, this is 3, this is A, this is B and D, this is C. So similarly you can draw for the cone. So this is the second case when the axis is perpendicular to VP and parallel to HP, that the solids are resting on the VP. So again one thing you have observed that first I have drawn the front view, then I have drawn the top view. Similarly here also first I have drawn the front view, which is pentagon, then I plotted the top view of this pyramid, first circle of the cylinder and then rectangle. So we can conclude that if solid is resting on the VP, start with the front view. So these are the two concepts based on the case 1 and case 2, that is if the solid is resting on the HP, you have to start with the top view. If solid is resting on the VP, you have to start with the front view. So these are the two conclusions we have seen from the case 1 and 2, which we will be applying on the third case, fourth case, that is inclined to HP and inclined to VP, and the last case inclined to both the plane. So in this part of first, that is projection of solid first part, you have to solve the problem based on this case 1 and 2 for this all the solids which I have shown you for prism, pyramid, cone and cylinder. Thank you. कैसे वीडियो बना